So hello and welcome everyone. If you're new to this channel, then my name is Amit Patel and you are watching Musings by Amit. Friends, today I have an inspirational story of a sabbatical. If you have been thinking about taking a sabbatical after working for 10 years or 20 years or 30 years in your hectic schedule within your work, then today I have an interview with Priya Parul Singh, who's going to share her story of a sabbatical which she took in 2017. Let us welcome Priya Parul Singh. Hi Priya, how are you?
Hi Amit, I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, Priya, and thank you for sharing your story of a sabbatical because I get a lot of people on my channel, and there are people who have spent like 15 years, 20 years in the industry, and now they are thinking that they are not enjoying their job as much as they should, and they are contemplating a sabbatical, but they don't know how it is going to go. Okay, so with your story, what we are going to do is we are going to give people some more information on how a sabbatical can turn out. Okay, so welcome again to this channel, Priya.
Thank you so much for having me here, Amit. It's an absolute honor for me.
Yeah, welcome, Priya. So Priya has been a senior manager. Okay, with her last job was a senior manager at Vodafone. Okay, and uh, once after she was in this kind of a dream job, which nobody will want to leave, she decided to take a sabbatical in 2017. Now, Priya, before we go to your sabbatical story, okay, before we talk about why did you take a sabbatical, I want to ask you about your career and education. Can you tell my audience briefly about your career and education before the sabbatical?
Sure, Amit. So I have done a bachelor's in mathematics from Delhi University. And immediately after that, I went to XLRI Jamshedpur to do my MBA in HR. And from there, I was placed with KPMG in their human capital consulting. So I worked for around 3.5 years consulting with different clients on people and change, typically HR related projects.
Right.
After 3.5 years, I had a mind to move to corporate, and that's how I switched to Vodafone.
Okay.
And in Vodafone, I started off with a corporate HR role in Vodafone office in Mumbai, and from there I did a number of stints in Vodafone, moved to Delhi, headed HR for one of their joint ventures with Airtel, and then finally landed up in the Delhi circle of Vodafone.
Okay.
So that's been briefly my education and career. So I have worked for roughly 10 years.
Okay, that's great. So usually what happens, Priya, is that people work for a very long time, and even if the job becomes stuck, or even if you do not know what to do next, okay, people stay in that same job for a very long time. Okay, now in your case,
Hmm,
you decided to take a sabbatical.
hmm.
Okay, but how did you come to that point? Like, what was happening in your career journey that you came to a point where you finally decided that I'm going to take a sabbatical? So, were there any events or things that led to that moment?
Sure, sure. So I think the biggest push for me was my last role in Vodafone. I had taken a move to the Delhi circle with a role which was higher than the role that I was doing for the JV between the two companies, Vodafone and Airtel. Unfortunately, what happened was the moment I moved to the Delhi circle and took up the role, there was an all India restructuring that
Right.
happened, and I got another role, and which was unfortunately a step down for me.
Okay.
So that role was not really up to my, neither it was up to my skill level, nor it
Okay.
was of my interest area. I feel I have a very design orientation, so I
Right.
like creating things. but unfortunately, this role was a lot of execution. It was like,
Okay.
80% execution and only 20% design. So that did not suit me. And I think that was the biggest push, but also I think somewhere, I was very, very unsettled inside.
Okay.
That feeling of I have had enough, or that question inside me, what am I doing with my life?
Right. Right.
Or am I really enjoying what I am doing? I think that even that thought had been nagging me for a couple of years
Okay.
before I really got pushed into this direction. So this role was just, I would say, it was a trigger for
Trigger.
me to work on my already the thoughts that were there in my head. It was just a trigger for me to take a step ahead.
Okay, so a lot of people get stuck into their career, and a lot of people uh, don't take an action. Okay,
Hmm,
the action is either you come out of this particular job and go and do
that's right.
something else, and
Yeah.
a lot of times the action is to take a break from work
Hmm,
completely.
hmm,
Okay,
hmm.
now in your case, you decided to take a break completely. You said, I don't want to, I want to figure this out.
That's right.
I don't know what is happening. Okay,
Hmm,
where do I want to go? What do I want in my life? I don't understand this. So let me take a break. But when you are taking a break, there are a lot of emotions that you go through. Do you
hmm.
remember that day before the sabbatical? Like what were you thinking about? What was happening in your mind that should I do this or should I not do this? Like what was happening really?
Sure. So I'll take a little step back from just one day, Amit. I
Yeah,
think even 3 to 4 years back, this thought had crossed my mind. These same set of questions had crossed my mind, but at that point of time, I was in a very precarious position. I was, quite unsure of myself compared to, let's say, what I was in 2017.
right.
And even though I had, resigned, but I took back the resignation and I continued working and kind of made peace with whatever was going on in my head. But in 2017, when I finally I decided that it's enough. I can't do this anymore. It is a very scary thought because I was working for 10 years by then,
Right,
and that is pretty much the only life I knew.
right,
So even my first thought was not really a sabbatical. My first thought was to find another job.
correct.
But unfortunately, the nature of my role was such that I had no time to find another job. I mean, I couldn't even open a LinkedIn or a Naukri to,
Okay,
kind of look for jobs for myself, forget about attending interviews or whatever.
correct.
So when that happened, then I thought, why am I hankering after another job? Given my experience or my
Yeah,
qualifications, I'm pretty sure that even if I let my notice period go, and
correct.
once I am quote unquote free,
Right.
let's look for a job then.
Okay.
So it was not easy. I think one of the biggest thought I would say is it is never easy.
Right.
It had to do a lot with my own self confidence,
Correct.
my inner strength, that I could live with this.
Yeah.
I could live with those questions and those probing eyes as to what do you plan to do next.
Right.
Um, but at the same time, I was also very clear that nothing mattered as much as my peace of mind.
Correct.
So if every day when I got up and it was a burden to go to
Right.
work, and I would just drag my feet and keep complaining the entire time, I did not find that very appealing. Just for a few rupees, if you are losing your peace of mind, we really need to question ourselves, is it worth it? So
Correct.
I think these were the thoughts that went into it. Uh, I obviously had a lot of support. My partner and my family, they were completely on board with me. They went
Correct.
ahead and told me that do whatever you want to do. So I think that gave me a lot of conviction.
Right.
So yeah, I think those were the things.
Priya, I had when I had spoken to you, I told you that um 2017 is also the year when I did my own sabbatical. I went through my own sabbatical. but I was planning for my sabbatical almost for 6 months. Like I started thinking about a sabbatical in October of 2016, and then by the time I reached that point, okay, it was finally in February that I took a sabbatical, and
Hmm.
since then I'm doing this, whatever
Right.
I'm doing at present.
Right.
Okay, so tell me one thing that once you had taken the sabbatical, once you took the step, once you said,
Hmm.
okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going to worry much. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to quit this job, whatever
Yeah.
job it is, and then I will be free and I'll figure out what's going to
What
happen.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened on the next day when you didn't have to go to a job, when you did not have to do maybe anything from your
Yeah.
busy
Yeah.
schedule to like no schedule at all?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so before I come to that, even the day that I resigned, I walked up to my boss and I said, sir, I'm putting down my papers. I can't do
Right.
it anymore.
Yeah.
And he didn't even ask me. He didn't even question why are you doing this. Is there something that we can do? Because the frustration had been on my face for almost the 6 months that I was doing that role,
Correct.
and it was so evident, and nobody was surprised. I think in my HR team, nobody was really surprised that I had resigned. um, the moment I walked up and said this to him, and then I went and put it on the system, it was like I had been washed with relief. There was this sudden spring in my step. My
Right.
entire demeanor had changed. I had a smile on my face. Before that, I used to be very, very grumpy, and
Right.
people would come and say, why aren't you smiling and why are you being so grumpy? But suddenly, the entire thing changed. I felt so light. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
Yes.
So that happened, and one of the things that I was very clear about was that I had a 3-month notice period.
Correct.
So I was very clear that I will not, I'll not be careless about that. There is a tendency for people to take it easy in the notice period,
Right.
but I didn't do that. I didn't want to give anybody a reason to complain.
Right.
So and it's not in my nature to do a half-hearted thing either. So I worked for those 3 months, the entire exactly 3 months. I served my notice period, and the night before my last working day, I went out with my partner, and we celebrated, we
Correct.
partied, because it was like tomorrow's a new day, tomorrow's a
Correct.
new life.
Correct.
Um, my last day in office was it was more about the formalities, of course.
Formalities, yes.
Yeah, but it was also about kind of sitting down with a lot of people and sharing, and this was across functions. Touchwood, I had very good rapport with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And when they would come to know, and they would be they would share their own stories, their own
Correct.
ups and downs. So it was more of a socializing kind of day, which I really had not had time to do in the last 3 months,
Right.
or rather last 9 months. So my last day was actually very nice. And the day after that, I think I just woke up with far more purpose than than it had happened in the whatever last 1 year.
Correct.
um I it There were so many thoughts in my head. There was so much of, earlier it used to be one thought, really,
Correct.
going to office, and these are the tasks that I need to do, and this is
Yes.
this is this is what I have to achieve today. But on my so-called free day, the first free day, there were so many thoughts. I can go for a movie, I can go for a walk, I can read all day, I can sleep all day, I can watch TV all day. So there were so many things that feeling of freedom, I think, is unmatched.
Correct. Correct. And I have myself noticed this, so I can completely understand where you are coming from. So to all those people who are watching this video and to all those people who are thinking about a sabbatical, okay, uh, we know that sabbatical can be very difficult for a lot of people, but there is a very bright side to that sabbatical, okay, and that cannot be explained in word. It can only be experienced if you ever think about going into a sabbatical. Okay, so uh, Priya, when you take such a big decision, okay, things that are supposed to go wrong can go wrong. Okay, so what were your worst moments after your sabbatical? What were the like what were the worst thoughts or what were the worst
Yeah.
feelings that came to you
Yeah.
after you took the sabbatical?
So I have 2 points to answer to that. One is my own, my inner voice, so
Correct.
to say. So there, while I was very happy and I was doing things that I like doing, there were obviously moments when I would question myself. I would have these self-doubt moments where I would ask myself, am I wasting my life? Am I
Correct.
wasting my education? Is it the right thing to do? Will this harm me in the long run? So all of these questions can be really devastating.
Yeah.
If you One of the things that I would really like to say is, we need to have a very strong inner core if
Right.
we take such life changing decisions, because no matter what people would advise you, and even like in this interview, I can talk about myself, but as a viewer or as a listener of this interview, you have to judge for yourself whether you have that inner conviction or
Correct.
not. So one of the worst moments was that all these moments of self doubt, and that question always in the back of my mind. The other was the incessant questioning. Oh my God, the Indian society, I think we
Correct.
love questioning.
Right.
So right from parents to friends to relatives to random people, neighbors, just name anyone, and they'll be like, "Oh, you've quit your job. Oh, what are you planning to do next? Oh, you've taken a sabbatical. Oh, is it okay? Is it the right thing to do?" So it is exhausting. It is just
Yeah.
very, very exhausting. And most of us are we prefer to keep our lives private till the time we feel we are ready to share it. And uh, it, and also it is not really needed that we end up answering everyone.
Right.
So knowing how to tackle those questions was, I think, that is something that I have that I have probably learned in the process. But those were really irritating moments when people would question questions about what will you do about money? Don't you think you should be independent?
Right.
So lots of things, lots of questions. I mean, every question that you can think of were posed to me, and it was exhausting just answering them.
Okay.
So yeah, I would just say these two things, nothing else.
Okay. In my case, like before sabbatical, it was very easy. I'm working for so and so company, and I didn't have to explain much.
That's
Okay.
right.
But after I took a sabbatical, I could not explain to people
Yeah.
what actually I'm doing with my life.
Yeah.
Okay, and the easiest answer I give is that I am consulting. So
Hmm.
I'm a consultant for a fair number of people.
Sure.
Okay, and I help software companies. That is the easiest answer, because in that nobody questions me
Hmm.
further, because they know, okay, I was in this software business, and then now I'm just doing consulting. So maybe I'm just continuing with existing work that I had been doing before. Okay.
Hmm.
I hardly talk about my YouTube channel. I hardly talk about things that I do
Hmm.
because of what I wanted to do after taking a sabbatical,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So this is so uh, having lived through your some of the worst moments that you faced. I would like to know what are the best moments. Okay, what is the best thing that happened because of taking this sabbatical?
uh, I think the best thing would be the sense of freedom. You are not tied to anybody. You're sort of not answerable to anyone except yourself. You have the liberty to spend the day as you want, with no deadlines, no office politics, no competition. I think that has to be the best moment for me. um, I think another thing that really worked for me was immediately after my sabbatical, a few of the elders in my family, they fell ill,
Yeah,
and a few of them got into some little legal trouble, and I really felt relieved that I could be there for them. I didn't
right,
have to take leave. I didn't have to explain to a boss as to why I couldn't come to office, etc.,
correct.
etc. I could be there for them 100% of the time. So that caregiving aspect, that really mattered to me at that point of time. Apart from that, I am a voracious reader,
Okay.
but unfortunately, with the pressure of the nine so-called 9 to 5 job, which is never really 9 to 5, I hardly read over the last few years.
Right.
So I did a lot of reading, and reading is like, it's like an escape. So while we
Correct.
travel and while we can see movies, I think for people who are fond of books, it is a different kind of escape. It's a very similar kind of escape, but also at the same time a very different kind of escape.
Right.
So I read and I read and I read, and that added to my sense of liberty. So I
Correct.
would say those were my best
Best
moments.
friend. So, after a few months of sabbatical, did you ever think of going back to your job? Did you feel like, uh, oh, I have this too much of time, but should I go back to a job? Did you try to go back to a job? What was your experience in that?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, I thought that I would look for a job after my notice period is over, the 3 month notice period. But that point of time, I realized that, why do I want to jump from pan to fire? For all I know, in my haste, I might end up with something worse,
Right.
and the cycle will begin again.
Correct.
So at that point of time, I decided I'll take a 1 year sabbatical. I
Right.
had a definite time frame in
Yeah.
mind, and in that 1 year, I did not really bother with a job. In fact, I spent that time thinking, what kind of a job I wanted to do.
Right.
So I was kind of not too keen on a corporate MNC kind of a job. I was looking at more for a not-for-profit or an NGO or a startup kind of an HR role. And once the 1 year period was about to end, I started looking actively, and then I got into touch with recruiters, and I got interviews to attend, etc. So yes, so my I would say about 3 to 4 months of my second year
Yeah.
is the time when I went into the job hunting mode. um, Now, there are two things that I need to point out here. One is, unfortunately, even though so many people are taking sabbaticals these days, so
Right.
many people, and I'm not talking about only women who are planning to start a family. I'm
Correct.
talking all kinds of people are
All kinds of, yes.
taking sabbaticals. Unfortunately, I don't understand why some parts of the HR community or the business community still look at it in a negative light. So
Right.
there would be questions like, were you laid off? Were you made redundant?
Yes.
Even though that's not a negative thing.
Correct.
Again, redundancy or laying off is
Laying
not
off is
really
not
in
a
our
problem.
hands. Yeah,
Right.
it's a matter of circumstances. So I would like to warn, not warn is a very strong word, caution
Caution. Yeah.
the viewers that that is something that you could face, where if you plan to look for a job again, there is a slight hesitation. But if you have the conviction, if you spend your time well, if you have the conviction, if you have the skills and qualification, then nobody can really stop you from getting a job again. So that was one. And the second was my own, my doubts continued whether I want to do a corporate job or not. So
Correct.
even went into interviews, I had a very half-hearted attempt at them. So
Okay.
I would give answers in a very laid-back manner.
Correct.
I would not fully expose my potential.
Right.
Um, uh, Somewhere it was like I wanted the job, but I did not want
Did
the
not
job.
want it.
Yeah, so so that was there, and then in one of these interviews, and the last one that I attended, of course, I had this epiphany. I realized that I was looking for a job because of two reasons. Because I that was that is what I saw everybody around me doing. The
Correct.
entire friend circle, family circle, everybody is into these corporate MNC jobs, and that's all I see around me. So I don't really know if there is a life beyond that.
Correct.
And the second reason was that for myself also, that was the only thing I had done. I had studied, I had worked, and
Yes.
there was no third thing that I had known.
Right.
So was it a matter of these two things that was driving me to look for a job and to, kind of quote unquote fit in with the crowd? Is what was prompting me.
Right.
So and and the moment this epiphany struck, I was I was so relieved.
Right.
I was already giving the interview in a very, very half-hearted manner. But the moment this struck me, I wanted to get out of the place and just end the entire process of applying and CV selection and
Correct.
talking to recruiters and going to interviews. I just stopped all of that, and that was my last interview.
Okay.
I think the point that I would like to make on this is, um, be very sure, if even if you want to go back to work, be very sure why are you going back to work.
Right.
For some, it could be, it could be a financial decision.
Correct.
I acknowledge it has been a privilege for me. Not everybody has that privilege. So be very, very sure. It could be financial, it could be that your heart really lie in that and you just wanted to take a break to explore something else. so
Correct.
so whatever be your reason, be very sure. Don't try not to be burdened by what society or by what your family, they expect from you. You need to be convinced that you want to go back to that job.
Yes, yes. And I think that is what is a challenge that a lot of people go through, because our companies in India are structured in such a way that they don't look at sabbatical in the right way.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
even if people want to go back after a sabbatical, there is a lot of explanation to do.
that's right.
People will
Yeah,
keep asking like,
yeah,
what were you doing during that period and all. And
yeah,
the biggest challenge is if you're not ready, because now you have like tasted the best thing,
yeah,
right? You have tasted the freedom, you
yeah.
have tasted this moment where you can do a lot of things which you cannot do otherwise. Okay, now
Hmm. Hmm.
after doing all this, if you are going back to a job, it better be a good job. It better be a job that you are going to like from the first day.
Absolutely,
Otherwise, you would be landing in the same kind of an
absolutely,
environment where you'll be deciding that no, this is not for me. Okay, so
absolutely.
that's a very good point. I want to ask you a question that the audience may be having in their mind. And you mentioned a few things in the previous question, but what are the things people should take care of before thinking about a sabbatical? Okay, like ideally, what should be our approach to a sabbatical?
Okay, so I think, my first and foremost thing would be financial stability. So, while it is easy to have dreams, and it is easy to, have this feeling that, oh, let me give everything up and, enjoy life, it doesn't come for free. So there are three things related to finances that you need to be sure of, or the viewer needs to be sure of. First is, either you have savings that would last you the entire duration of your sabbatical, whatever be the duration that you are looking at. The second could be that you are okay being dependent on someone to take care of you financially.
Correct.
Um, and the third could be that for the period of your sabbatical, you have some way of generating income, which may not be salary, but it could be something else. So, as long as you are financially okay, you think you can sustain yourself. Uh, you need to plan for that. It's imperative, because it shouldn't be that 6 months down the line or 3 months down the line you suddenly realize that you have no savings and you have no way to support yourself.
Correct.
Then all these lofty dreams will go flying out of the window.
Correct.
So so I'll say that is the most important point, and that is a practical aspect that you need to take care of.
Okay.
The second one, I have said it before, I think it's our inner strength.
Right.
There is a lot of noise in the world. There is a lot of chaos in the world. There is a lot of competition and race that is happening all the time. Who has a better job? Who has a better salary?
Salary.
Who's got a better appraisal? Who's getting a promotion this year and who's
Correct.
not? Um, in all of this noise and chaos, you should be able to filter through to your own thoughts, and
Correct.
your own, what does your heart really want, what do you really desire.
Yeah.
is something that you need to introspect and arrive at, and it is not an overnight process. So
Right.
it's, like you said, Amit, that you prepared for 6 months,
Correct.
and I'm sure that preparation was not just about what you will do alternatively, but
Yes.
it was also an emotional and mental preparation.
Right.
Yeah, so we need to have that kind of an inner strength, that no matter what society will say. And when I say society, I don't mean the neighbors and random uncles and aunties.
Right.
I mean your own family, even they will
Correct.
question you,
Yes.
because they might not understand the reason for what you're doing. So you need to have that inner conviction, and once you have that, then no matter what others say, you can go ahead and do what you want to do. So those are the two things, mainly. The third is also, I would say that have a broad agenda in mind as to what
Correct.
you want to do in the sabbatical. You don't have to define it day by day,
Yeah.
and every hour by hour, what am I planning to do, but at least a broad agenda, that maybe I want to do voluntary work, maybe I want to do some sort of a freelancing, maybe I want to become an Instagram influencer,
Correct.
maybe I want to become a YouTuber. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
You need to be able to think that 1 year down the line, or whatever your period of sabbatical is, 1 year down the line, can I look back and say that this time was spent productively?
Correct.
And by productively, I don't really mean that you should have earned so much
Yeah.
revenue.
Exactly.
I mean, it's more of an inner satisfaction. You
Satisfaction.
shouldn't be regretting your decision, is all I'm trying to say. Your
Correct.
your goal could also be to read 30 books in 30 days.
Yeah.
You know.
It will be so
So
productive.
yeah, that would be so productive. Exactly. So have a broad agenda in mind, and one of the ways that I tackled this was, every thought that would come into my mind, no matter how random, I would write it down,
Okay.
because in that period of 1 year, and obviously continuing now, in that period, there was, sooner or later, there was a chance when I could work on that thought.
Correct.
So don't try not to lose that train of thought. Write it down somewhere so that you can come back and work on it when the time is right.
Right, right. And in my own sabbatical, I started YouTube almost a year and a half after I took my sabbatical. So
Okay.
initially, I was just thinking about, okay, I'm going to do speaking and consulting, and I'm going to help startups. Look, it was a very broad vision. I did not know exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, and I started speaking at startup events and everything. And
Hmm.
when I was speaking, I realized that I'm already attracting people, I'm already attracting an audience, okay, in all these places. So why
Hmm.
not start a YouTube channel where I can reach out to more people? And that was the whole idea about starting a YouTube channel. Later on, the YouTube channel itself gave me kind of a direction, because a lot of students started following this YouTube channel, a lot of
Hmm.
engineers started following this YouTube channel because of my inclination.
Hmm.
And this channel became into a career guidance channel, okay,
Okay.
mostly. So
Yeah.
whole reason we are talking about a sabbatical is it's one part of your career, okay,
Absolutely.
when
Absolutely.
your career maybe is stuck or it's not going anywhere, or is there a chance to take a break so
Hmm.
that you come at a position where you can rethink everything, or
Absolutely. Yeah.
a new direction, just like you
Hmm.
and me have done. Okay, so
Absolutely.
uh, Priya, it's really very interesting to know about your entire sabbatical story. Okay, but let me know, uh, where are you at with your sabbatical? What are you doing at present? Okay, on a day-to-day basis, or what are your future plans? Where do you intend to go?
Sure, sure. So I think I've already spoken a lot about reading and books, so I will not touch upon that again.
Right,
But yes, I right now I kind of do 3 books a month, and I plan to increase that. I consciously hold myself back, otherwise I would be finishing like 1 book every day.
right,
But I consciously hold myself back. Over the last couple of years, or rather just before the pandemic struck, I traveled a lot. So that has always been a passion for me. Even when I was working, I ensured that no long weekend would go waste. So with my partner, I would head out somewhere or the other. And travel always, it gives you a broader perspective in life.
right.
So that I did a lot. Even when the pandemic, when the first wave had subsided, I again went out, and I did 3 to 4 trips before the second wave hit.
Right.
So that's been a big thing for me. I went on a lot of solo trips.
Right.
So I think for a woman, a solo trip is a very big deal in this country
Yes.
still. But at the same time, I think for me, or for any girl who is going out on a solo trip, it brings another level of freedom, and the ability to take care of ourselves.
Right.
So for all the ladies who are viewing this, I would say that whether you take a sabbatical or not, you must take solo trips.
Right.
Then the third thing is, and what is kind of sustaining me right now, is I write.
Okay.
So I blog a lot. I have two blogs, a personal one and a travel one. So earlier I was not that frequent with that, obviously because of work commitments. But now it's almost one post a week,
Correct.
and that is again something that I consciously hold myself back from throwing out more posts in a in a week. So that I'm doing, but I'm also writing for other people. So
Okay.
there are a couple of women oriented forums,
Right.
online forums, so I write for them. And I'm also helping a startup with their content writing.
Right.
So I really, really, really love writing. and
Okay.
uh, and uh, that has been, I think, you asked me the best moment, but this is not a best moment. I would say it's a blessing for me that
Okay.
I'm now getting the opportunity to write so much and so frequently.
Correct.
Um, the other thing I'm doing is, like I mentioned earlier, caregiving or taking care of
Correct.
elders
Yeah.
and parents. So that continues. My partner and I, we have been very, very fond of dogs, and
Okay.
but because of work, we could never keep one. So finally, we took the plunge. We got a puppy home,
Yeah.
and if anybody thinks they have a lot of spare time and they need to stay engaged, please get a dog home. It will not leave you with any free time.
Correct.
That's about it. Yeah, the last thing would be that I have always done a little bit of baking, but I was never
Okay.
very good at it.
Right.
It was, more of a personal consumption. theek hai, chalo, whatever taste it might be, I will consume it.
Correct.
But I have gotten better. I
Right.
have studied and researched more on it, and now I'm able to churn cakes for my friends and family.
That's
So that brings a sense of achievement, because baking is an altogether different scientific process.
right.
So that brings a sense of achievement. So yeah, that's what keeping me busy these days.
Okay.
And my takeaway from the deal will be that it is very easy for you to think, or for others to question, that what will I do at home 24 hours of the day.
Correct.
A lot of people have this fear, what will I do, but it's a matter of your own interests and your own willingness to learn. So if you want to spend 24 hours of your day in a productive manner at home, there is no dearth of things to do. You just need to find out what your interest area is and where you can upskill yourself.
Okay, okay. So I think you mentioned a lot of things. You mentioned that you are into writing, and you mentioned two blog of yours. So what I will
Correct.
do is I'll take the links from you, and we'll
Sure.
put the link in the description of this video so that
Sure.
anybody who wants to see what Priya is up to, and she has got the way I got in touch with Priya is because she
Yeah.
had written a blog on sabbatical, and someone I know shared that blog post, and then I read that blog post, and it was a three-part series which I
Correct.
really enjoyed because the thing is that both of our sabbatical coincide like in 2017. So it was very interesting for me to read somebody else's story similar to what I have been through from 2017 till now, right? So in my case, I'm doing this YouTube channel. In case of Priya, she's into blogging, and maybe tomorrow we may see some cake. She may start sharing her
You
cake
never
stories
know.
on Instagram. We don't know.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay,
you may never know.
so I will paste all the links in the description of this video, and you can visit that. So, Priya, thank you very much for your journey of a sabbatical. It's very inspiring. It is very. I'm sure that everyone who is thinking about a sabbatical, they are going to weigh in more and think about, is it right for me to take a sabbatical or not? Before before you go, can you tell me one thing, one last thing you want to tell the audience, which they should always keep in mind before a sabbatical? One positive thing.
Sure, sure. Amit, I would just say, I don't know if it is positive or not, but I would just say that there is no harm in dreaming. We all absolutely must dream, because if we don't, it's not going to come true, right? But at the same time, there is a practical angle to things as well. So as you dream, side by side, in the logical part of your brain, keep planning out the practical aspects too.
Right,
And it could be about a sabbatical, it could be about, a career move, it could be another job, it could be about, another geography, moving to another city. It could be possibly, looking for a partner in life.
right,
But always balance the, the sentimental and the practical aspects. I think that will hold you in good stead. We can always say follow your heart,
yeah,
but at the end of the day, it is the mind which will make you shine and succeed. So
right.
for all the viewers out there, just balance your heart and mind, and then nothing can stop you.
Okay. So, Priya, thank you very much for doing this interview, the sabbatical. Um, the so I will be putting this video on my channel. Okay. So, friends, you just heard the entire story of Priya Parul Singh, who took a sabbatical in 2017, and she's enjoying the moments of the sabbatical. Okay, now the whole point about doing this story was that I went through my own sabbatical, and when I found out the story of Priya, I thought that there is a lot of similarities in the things that people go through when they take a sabbatical. So, if you are thinking about a sabbatical, if you are thinking about taking a break from your work, then I would suggest that this video will help you in that. Uh, Please share this video with your friends and family, with your friends who may be thinking of a sabbatical but are not able to come up to that decision. And please like this video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.